Hey y'all, how are all my beautiful friends doing? I hope y'all all are having a great day, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Welcome back to Crime Time with Mal if you are new. I recently did a live with Tony, who is All American Dream Chaser here on YouTube. If you missed that on this past Sunday, then I will leave it linked down below. We did discuss some of what we're going to discuss here, as well as just chatted back and forth about our opinions. He also took some calls, which I think is really cool that he does that. But yeah, if you missed that video, I will leave it linked down below if you wanted to go check it out. So today is kind of going to be the same thing. I just wanted to update everybody over here on my channel about what all has happened with Naomi Irion. Now, if you don't know, there was a suspect, 41-year-old Troy Driver out of Fallon, Nevada, who just got arrested this past Friday, March 25th, and he was charged for kidnapping. So his bail hearing is going to be tomorrow, which is Wednesday, March 30th. So I will keep y'all updated about that as well. But Fallon is not that far. I think that's how you say that city. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. Y'all all know that I cannot pronounce anything in my life. But it's not that far from Fernley, Nevada. It's about 30 minutes. There's a lot to unpack here. We're going to talk about all of his charges coming up. Well, his charges coming up, as well as my opinion. I know a lot of y'all want to hear my opinion, and thank you for that. I really appreciate it. We're also going to talk about a video that I just saw today about a guy that used to work with Troy at Leadcore. Y'all, so we have a lot to discuss. I can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions on everything that's going on as well. And I am really hoping that they find Naomi obviously safe and she can come home to her family. Like I said, Troy was arrested last Friday, March 25th by Lyons County Sheriff's Department. Naomi is still not found, so it is extremely crucial. If you are in that area, please go out and help search. If you have a drone or anything that can fly in the sky and look on the ground from above, please go help them. And to my knowledge, this dude is not speaking. I have heard that he is lawyered up, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't take that with a grain of salt. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I have heard that, and he's not speaking. And that honestly scares me, because if he, just kidnapped her and is holding her hostage somewhere, I feel like he would speak up. And rather that, just a kidnapping charge and a few other charges, he would speak, because then they could just go get her. A neighbor of Troy's ended up seeing his truck, that famous blue truck that everybody's been searching for, in his garage. He has not used that truck since the kidnapping, and he has just left it in the garage. He's been using a work truck since then. When he opened the garage, the neighbor spotted it and then reported it as a tip that this could possibly very well be the truck, and it was. They impounded it. They're searching in it for evidence. Earlier last week, Casey Valley, which is, of course, Naomi's brother, ended up saying that he felt like Naomi was very naive when she moved to Nevada. She started making connections, started making new friends. She was going on dating apps and just meeting a new group of people. She did not have a lot of freedom, and when she was in Nevada, she was saving up money to get her own place. Casey just thought that she was very naive, being sheltered and very childlike, and she did not have the right tools in her toolbox to just understand the outside world and the dangers also of the outside world. So I really, really suggest to y'all, schools out there, they don't teach you life experiences. They don't teach you how to be aware of your surroundings, how to do things properly to keep yourself safe. They teach you book smarts, right? So I encourage you, if you are a parent, or even if you have younger siblings, that they look up to you more than they do their parents, because siblings, they have a close bond, and they're more than likely going to listen to their siblings rather than their parents, because they feel like they're just being paranoid or overprotective. Y'all know how kids are. So I really encourage y'all to talk to your younger people in your life, kids, siblings, and just try to make them aware of just being aware, like locking the doors, keeping your eye out on people. Like I said in one of my previous videos, if you're walking around, I know this sounds paranoid, y'all, but keep your keys in between your fingers and use those as a weapon. It also does not hurt to carry mace with you. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's a little extreme, or you are being paranoid, but I would rather be paranoid and be prepared for anything to happen than to be like looking back and be like, damn, I should have done that. A little bit about Troy. He was born April 20th, 1980. He was working at LeadCorp. He's also been in the construction industry, and LeadCorp, if you do not know, is like a mining industry. He works with mines all the time. He is originally from California, and y'all, this is the scary part. When he was 17 years old, he was arrested for a string of robberies and even admitted to being involved in a murder. So this guy is not a good guy. And a lot of people that knew Troy didn't even know this about him. As a matter of fact, his previous employment, LeadCorp, or his current employment, did not even know. They didn't even do a background check allegedly on this guy. I know you can only go so far, but a charge like that I feel like would pop up. But more on that in just a second. Troy was convicted of shooting a substance dealer in Troy's driveway, along with his 18-year-old girlfriend at the time. Troy and another teen friend of his ended up stuffing Paul's body in his trunk and then drove off and dumped his body out on the highway. Troy's sister was also convicted in connection with this murder. She was accused of overhearing the three discuss and plotting about this murder. She was actually the one that drove the car to lure Paul. She also admitted to being the getaway car to a string of convenience store robberies so that Troy could pay his sister's airfare to go to Italy. Troy pled guilty to 3 charges of second-degree robbery, of a California Circle K, of a Willits, I hope I'm saying that right, coast-to-coast hardware store. He admitted to using a firearm and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Now, I'm sure, they say that you're sentenced to 15 years, but he probably got out just a little before that, maybe 12 years, 6 years, somewhere around there. He was working for this mining company as a project supervisor and a safety coordinator. Troy's bond hearing is scheduled for March 30th, this Wednesday, so tomorrow. And one of Troy's coworkers ended up coming out and doing a live on Facebook. He spoke about his experience with Troy the days leading up to Naomi's disappearance and the days following her disappearance, how he acted. He said that he was very suspicious and just acted extremely off. So I'll go ahead and play that video for you now.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? So as we speak right now, I'm sitting on the side of the road. Why? Because LeadCorp terminated me. They said because it wasn't working out. All right. But the real reason they said that was because FBI contacted me, wanted to talk to me about the missing case of Naomi Irion. I think that's how you say it. Okay. So, I believe Troy Driver buried some evidence out the mines. The reason why I say that was because he acted suspicious for those 3. So he was my mentor at LeadCorp for 3 weeks, from March 7th till March 25th, the day he got arrested at the office. Okay. Where did I start? So March 7th through 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Through the 11th, we were at the office for all week pretty much, getting ready. I had to do my safety orientation and all that shit. The following week, that weekend was the weekend that she got abducted, right, Naomi? She got abducted that weekend, okay? On Sunday, which was the 13th, Troy text messaged me and said he got subpoenaed to court for an underage minor, and I had to put no names on there, at 2:30 p.m. So he wasn't going to make it to work on Monday. We were scheduled to go out to mines so I could get my sights at every mine and do all my safety stuff, okay? So he texted me he's going to be there at work. So on Tuesday, we show up to Rains in Eureka, Nevada. We were supposed to meet there at 9 a.m. I showed up around 8:30, texted him, hey, where you at? I'm already here. He says, I'm running. Okay, so Troy texted me that he was going to be late to show up to Rains. He pulls up around 9:20 a.m. He was supposed to be there at 9. Mind you, Troy is never late to anything. He's always early when the time is set. So he was late, which was after the weekend she disappeared. Okay. He shows up. I get in his truck. We go in his truck to the GRP mine. I get my sights there. We go to the McEwen mine. At the McEwen mine, no one was there to give me sights, so we just drove around. It's around 6 p.m. when we left the McEwen mine, and he wanted to go to the Northumberland mine, which we wouldn't have been there until 9:30 p.m. at night. So we head there. When we get to the Northumberland mine, he hauls ass down the road, yada, yada, yada. So he hauls ass down the road, and we get there, and he has to get out to pee. Mind you, he never takes breaks. He doesn't do shit. So he gets out. I get out. I had to pee too. As I'm peeing, you don't hear nothing coming from him, so he's not peeing. So I wonder if Troy actually dumped some evidence out there at that mine, at the Northumberland mine. Okay? That's first suspicious. We leave that mine like around 11 p.m. and then start heading into town. We stop in Austin because that was the only store we had to get gas. He pumps gas. I grab a bag of chips and soda. I hop in my truck. He stays behind. So I don't know what he did when he stayed behind. He could have gone back and you know, please hope to God he didn't kill her, but he could have disposed of her body out there somewhere. I don't know. I'm only here doing this video because I think Ledcore f***ed up and they got rid of me for no fucking reason just because I told FBI the reason, you know, of where potential evidence could have been at. And it's going to sacrifice their job or their name. Well, Ledcore's a piece of shit. First of all, Ledcore didn't know that Troy was a f***er. Okay? Ledcore did not know that he murdered somebody when he was 17 years old and he spent 15 years in prison. Is my first fact. That I'm pissed off about. Yeah. Okay? The second reason is, I mean, they had no reason to even get rid of me. So, what was that? Okay, so that day's over, right? That was Tuesday, March 16th. March 17th, we go out to McEwen because the guy was there to do my sights. We do my sights at the McEwen mine, and then we head up to go look at the project, which is the McEwen Hall Road project we're going to do. He wanted to leave me up at the offices doing SWPs for no reason. He didn't want me to go with him to go walk that project. I'm thinking the reason why was because, again, he was getting rid of evidence of Naomi or whatever. So he tries to leave me at the office. The engineer butts in. She says, no, he's going to go with you. I end up going with him. I walked about a mile with him because I had an appointment in Winnemucca at 4 p.m. that day, so I couldn't really walk the whole project. I walked with him the whole time. He's being an asshole, you know, giving me shitty remarks and yada, 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 which I knew something was up with him. You know, something was wrong there at that day. So I walked a mile with him, but then he walked 2 miles by himself out there in a remote area where there's tree line and nobody can see you out there. So that's a perfect place to either dump, you know, body parts or evidence or whatever the case might be. After that day, we go to the office on Friday and, you know, everything's good, normal. That following Monday, I got sent out to the McEwen mine again to go get samples. I got samples, dropped them off in Elko. That was my day. Tuesday, I didn't show up to work. Wednesday comes along. Troy showed up late again because he had a dentist appointment again. That Friday passed, he had left early Friday because he had a dentist appointment also. That could have been the date that Naomi went on. I'm not sure. So Monday goes by, Tuesday I didn't go, Wednesday he showed up to the office clean shaved. Mind you, he had a beard. Remember the beard picture? He had a beard. I seen him with the beard, and then Wednesday he shows up with no beard. I was like, hey, what's up? New look or what? He said, yeah, I just decided to shave it off. I said, oh, wow, okay. This is before I even knew anything of him, okay? Before I knew he was a murderer or anything. I suspect, and I possibly believe 100% that Troy Driver buried some evidence out of those mines of Naomi. Believe it or not, Ledcore had me working with him for 3 weeks, not knowing that he was a murderer and he killed somebody prior to him working for them. How is that? And then they terminate me because I told the FBI evidence that could potentially bring home Naomi. I mean, he's a crazy guy for sure. Troy Driver is definitely not someone you want to with. I can care less because ain't nobody going to touch me. But definitely, Ledcore terminated me for a wrong reason because I helped the FBI potentially get them evidence of Naomi. That's why. And I'm pretty upset and pissed. And I hope that they get theirs. And I'm going to get a lawyer. And I'm going to tell them all the facts. And I have facts. I have emails. I have everything. Troy was a really knowledgeable guy. I never sensed that in him until they started bringing up history of him. Now I know. He's definitely a murderer.
First of all, I have to say, Ledcore, I have no words for that. That is beyond disgusting that this man is trying to help the FBI and their family to bring home Naomi, and he gets fired for it because they allegedly don't want their name being bashed. And the fact that Troy walked 2 miles roughly alone around this mine area, I really hope, I know he ended up talking to the FBI and telling them this, so I really hope that they are searching because that sounds extremely suspicious. What do y'all think about that video? Now, I saw he was getting some hate on social media that he shouldn't be posting that video and blah, blah, blah. I have mixed feelings. You know, if he already reported it to the FBI is going to check on that. And I hope they also find out what dentist they're talking to, if he actually did go to the dentist twice. I mean, it's possible, but who really knows? I honestly think that this guy was doing good. I think that he really wanted Naomi's family to see this and to start searching in that area as well. People were saying that he was doing it for his 5 minutes of fame. And I don't know. I don't feel that. I think he's obviously pissed that he was let go from his job for no reason other than talking to the FBI to try to bring Naomi home. And I do think that's bull. I mean, there's no way around that. That's wrong. But I would love to hear what y'all have to say. I also have heard that Troy has a girlfriend, and I'm not going to post her picture here or anything, but I have heard that he has a girlfriend. I would not be surprised if this innocent woman had absolutely no clue who she was dating. How many times do you get into a relationship and you think you know the person you're dating, and then years down the road, months down the road, you realize, oh, okay, this is not the person I thought I was with. So it's very possible she had no clue about his past, just like Ledcore had no clue about his past. But I do hope if she knows anything, like anything at all, even if it's the way he was acting or where he said he was going, anything like that, that she would come forward and give her tips. I last saw that there was a helicopter going around over Reno and searching that area. I heard that there was a possible sighting of Naomi in Reno, like around a casino. Y'all, I hope that this sighting is true. I hope that since he got arrested, Naomi was able to break free and escape. But how many times did people all over every single state say that they saw Brian, and lo and behold, Brian was still in Florida in that reserve? So, but I do hope it is her. Troy knows how this whole rodeo works. He is a criminal. He knows how the system works. And I'm afraid that this wasn't his first kidnapping. I do believe in my gut that Troy has done this before. And I do want to say that Lyon County Sheriff's Department is doing a phenomenal job. Police departments don't get enough credit. Now, there are some out there that don't do their job good or even remotely good, but I do feel like they are doing everything in their power to bring Naomi home safe. Along with being aware of your surroundings, I also encourage every single one of y'all, man or woman, to take self-defense classes. It does not hurt. I did it, and it was probably the greatest thing that I could have done. I really enjoyed it as well. But I really do encourage y'all to look into self-defense classes if you can and take them. It's only going to benefit you in the end. So let's talk about Troy's picture. He's got his ear missing. Part of his ear is missing. So that could be a number of reasons. I've heard that it happened in prison. I heard that it could have probably happened with one of the girls that he was trying to kidnap. I don't know. I also think it's interesting that maybe not only to conceal what he looks like, why he was wearing the hood in that video, but to conceal his ear, because that is a very distinguished feature of his that if he did not have that, and the video did capture that, if somebody knew Troy that had his ear missing, they would be like, oh, well, I know that dude. I know I've said this in every single video I've done about Naomi, but their family just seems like a great family. Like every person would want this type of family in your life. They seem very loving and caring. And I really hope, since Naomi was living with Casey, that Casey doesn't have any feelings of guilt or like I should have done more or whatever the case may be. I hope if he does have those feelings, he can forgive himself and realize that it was not his fault. And he just seems like a great brother. And I want to say that, again, this is just my opinion, but Troy very well could have possibly, more than likely, been watching the news and keeping up with these updates that are coming out with Naomi. I've heard that he was involved in the searches, as we talked about in that live that I did with Tony. I don't know. If he was involved in those searches, they were collecting IDs and scanning their IDs. So if he was involved, they'll know. But that would not surprise me if he was there, because a lot of criminals like this like to be involved. Like they want to be in the know. Not only does it give them a rush, but it helps them with the crimes that they committed to know like where law enforcement is at, where the searches are, if they're getting close, maybe he moves evidence to where they would not normally be at or not be looking at right there. Like if they're getting close to evidence, he's like probably going to go and try to move it somewhere else. This has been over 2 weeks, like 2.5 weeks. And unfortunately, time is running out and Naomi needs to be desperately found. I do feel like Naomi is very close. I don't think that she has gotten far. I don't think Troy put her far. I really do think that they need to check those mines. There are several mines around that area, as well as several mines that he's connected to. And that 2-mile walk just gives me the EBGBs. Like, I don't like that he was acting odd and shaved his beard and just, he was alone for quite amount of time. So God knows what he was doing in that time that he was alone. Tamara Cartwright, which is Naomi's sister, ended up saying that she got really good news. The family got good news, but she's not allowed to say what it is, obviously, and I respect that. But she does feel like Naomi is close and that she is alive. So I'm hopeful. I really hope she is alive and safe. Naomi's father, Herb Irion, I really hope I'm pronouncing his name right. If I'm not, please forgive me. I probably shouldn't even have a YouTube channel because I can't pronounce anything, but this is my passion, so we're going with it. But he has requested to speak to Troy Driver, and I really hope that not only law enforcement, but Troy allows this, because it's also up to Troy. I believe Troy can deny speaking to him, and I believe law enforcement can deny speaking, because I'm sure he has tons of questions, and maybe man to man, he can reason with them. And I'm not saying Troy is a man, because he's obviously not, if he can do all these things. I honestly don't even think this man has a soul, or even a heart for that matter. But again, if y'all are going to any of these searches and you have a drone, please bring it, because that alone, just being up high instead of on the ground, you can see so much more. And I know the police have helicopters circling everywhere, and I mean, what does it hurt? You know what I mean? More eyes, the better, in my opinion. But I will let y'all know what happens tomorrow at this bail hearing. I really do not believe that they're going to even grant him bail. I think that he is going to stay put exactly where he is, where he should be. It frustrates me even that he was let out. I know the law can only do so much, but with a person like this, they don't even need to be on the streets. Period. We saw what he's capable of when he was just a teenager. What is he going to be capable of years down the road? He thought he probably got away with it, even though he got convicted and spent time in prison. He was still let out free to do whatever he wanted. So that really makes me nervous. I, again, don't think that this is his first rodeo. I think he's possibly done this before. And I don't know, some people are saying that maybe he met her on some dating site, and that, I mean, that is very possible, because there's a lot of freaking sickos out there that use these dating apps and Snapchat and everything to get their victims close and to trust them. So I encourage y'all as well, if you have teenagers or kids, please keep an eye out. If Snapchat is very dangerous, in my opinion, for these young people to be using, because even if you're checking up on it, the messages only appear for 24 hours and then they're gone. That's it. You can't see them anymore unless they physically save it. And if they feel like they're doing something wrong, they're not going to save it. So even I've heard so many people, especially people that I know, mothers that I know, that are like, oh, not my child. My child would never do that. Yes, baby girl, your child could very well do that. So I encourage you to please stay on top of your babies, please. And like I said, I will let y'all know what happens tomorrow. I will have another update, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. It not only helps out my channel, but it helps spread awareness for Naomi. I really hope and pray that she is found safe and soon, because if she is alive, God knows what this poor, beautiful, sweet young woman is going through right now, and she needs to be saved. She needs to be brought home, and she probably needs medical attention. So I encourage y'all, if you are nearby, to please go search. I know there are so many people that are involved in these searches, and it gives me goosebumps to know that how many great people are there, just taking time out of their day to go search for this complete stranger. And people are truly amazing, but there are some crazy people out there, and I just need y'all to be aware, please. I care about y'all, and your lives matter very, very much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and keep updated with my videos that are coming out, and also hit that bell notification, because YouTube should notify you. I say it like that because sometimes they don't notify y'all, and we won't even go there, but they should notify you whenever I upload a video. And I cannot wait to see y'all again. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts and opinions are about all these updates. I really hope this dude speaks, but the fact that he's not speaking really makes me very unsettled, because again, like I said, if he just did kidnap Naomi and that's all he did, why not be like, hey, yeah, I kidnapped her and she's over here. She's fine. She's just tied up. You know, like, that's less charges that are going to be brought to him. And the fact that he's not speaking up does not settle well with me. But we're going to be hopeful, and we're going to wish their family the best. I know they don't want to hear it. I know. And I apologize if I'm offending them. I really, truly, with any of my videos, I don't want to offend anyone. That is my last thing I want to do. I do not like to hurt people. I do not like to offend people. And even if I feel like I'm hurting somebody, I'll say something to one of my friends and then I'll beat myself up over it. Like, how did they take it? Did they take it the wrong way? Did it hurt their heart? Like, I really don't want to do that. And I just want to encourage everybody that watches my videos. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. And thank you so much for watching every single one of my videos, for all your support, all your comments, your likes, your shares. I really greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. And I really hope that y'all stay safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. Lock your doors if you're in your car just sitting there hanging out, chilling on your phone. Lock your doors, please. And I will see y'all in my next video. Thank you again, and I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a fantastic week. Bye, y'all.